let's talk next about section number 3, the sales price of the contract. So this has got broken into 3 pieces, and all 3 of them are important, but you're only really going to fill out lines A and B. So what you're going to fill out here is if this is a straight cash sale, if you've got somebody who can write a check or do a wire transfer for a $200,000 house, that's pretty simple. You just say that it's a $200,000 cash sale, and it will automatically populate line C. But for this cell that I'm actually working on right now, we're going to do what's called a conventional loan that requires 20% down, and you just got to do the simple math to figure out what's going to equal up to that $200,000. So I know it's going to be $40,000 down and $160,000 that will require a third-party financing addendum. There are 3 sections here in section B, or line B here. Third-party financing addendum means we are going to be looking for someone else to lend us money. This is how the majority of people buy a house. They go to a bank, which is a third party to this transaction, and they ask to borrow money. So we want to make sure that we have an addendum to this contract that says, guys, in case the bank doesn't lend us money with these particular terms, and we'll go over that in another video, we want to make sure that's on there, so make sure you check that. The loan assumption addendum right here is something else we got to be very careful about. Some loans are assumable. This happens very infrequently, but some people want to sell their house, and let's say you're going to give me $40,000 and we're going to assume the loan that you currently have on your house. That's doable as well, but you're definitely going to want to talk to your broker about that or get some mentorship or some help with that one. That's a little bit tricky. And also the seller financing addendum. Guys, this one right here needs to be discussed with the seller. Again, you're going to want to talk to your broker, get a little bit of help with this one, but the third-party financing addendum is what most people are going to do, and you can get the majority of this information from your loan originator. They're the ones who are going to do all the the paperwork to make sure that your people are eligible for a loan, and they're going to be able to give you a pretty good idea of what you want to put on that. And again, we'll cover that in another video. So for this particular house, we're going to do a conventional loan of 20% down of $200,000. It automatically does the math. And I'm going to go ahead and touch on section number 4 here as well in this video, because this is pretty straightforward. Section number 4 in the license holder disclosure, Texas law requires that a real estate license holder who is party to this transaction or acting on behalf of a spouse, parent, child, business entity, whatever it is, if you are licensed or anybody is licensed in this transaction, you need to put it in here. Now, I'm not buying this particular house, but let's say I would. I would say that buyer is a licensed real estate agent in the state of Texas. Okay, that's important to put in here. You have to disclose that you are the buyer and that you're going to be buying this house and that you're licensed. You need to make sure that people understand that what's going on, so that they're aware that you know all the laws involved in this transaction. But if you notice here, it also says that if you are spouse, parent, child, business entity, basically anything with more than 10% trust. So if you are helping your mother buy a house, you need to say buyer is the mother of the licensed real estate agent in Texas. You need to make sure you disclose any relationship that is a very close relationship. Most people start out doing a lot of transactions for friends and family, and that's okay. It's encouraged, but you've got to make sure that you put into this contract that way people know you are related to this and who has the license. Now, if it's just a client, like this particular house I'm doing right here, this is a friend of mine. I know him, but we have no relationship other than just our friendship, so I don't have to disclose that. But if he was my child, I would. If you have any questions about that, get with your broker, because it's always better to over disclose than it is to under disclose. So if you've got a question, it's okay to disclose. It doesn't hurt the transaction at all, and it always just a little CYA there.